Hello, my fellow foodies. Today I'm going to make some homemade pork jerky, and it's made from ground pork, and all the ingredients we need are now right here. And we're gonna go do it, and we don't even need to do the stovetop. It's gonna be made in the oven. So let's talk about what we're gonna mix into the ground pork. So first of all, we're going to have Shaoxin, or in this case, I have Hua Diao. So it's Chinese cooking wine. You have they're generally salted, but it's okay. So what we want is 2 tablespoons of this cooking wine. 1, 2. Okay, and we want 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. So this is my soy sauce. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we want, for coloring, we want 1 tablespoon of this dark soy sauce. This is special. This is dark soy sauce. It's not salty, but it's dark. So we're gonna have 1 tablespoon. So that is gonna, you can see how much color it has retained. So this is for coloring. Okay, and then we want to have the fish sauce. This is the secret ingredient in the ground pork jerky to give it that umami. Okay, so this is made from fish, fermented fish, and what we want is just 1 tablespoon. Okay. One tablespoon of that fish sauce. Okay, and then what we want, the next one is just some oyster sauce. We want 1 tablespoon of the oyster sauce. It used to be not very well known in the West, but now you all know this is made from oyster. So we're gonna have 1 tablespoon of oil. Now it's very sticky, so I'm just gonna eyeball it. Okay, but you want to know, you want to get 1 tablespoon. There you go. That's about 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce over there. And finally, to give it some spice, I'm gonna give it 1 teaspoon, just a little bit of white pepper. Okay, I'm just gonna give a little bit more. Okay, and then finally, to give it some color, I'm gonna add paprika. This is my personal thing right now. I'm just gonna give it 1 paprika. It's not spicy. Paprika just gives it some color. Okay, and all we are going to do right now, okay, is we're going to mix it up. Okay, I'm going to mix it up. You can see. Okay, and once I mix it, I'm going to add the ground pork in here. Now, the pork I used today, you don't want it to be too fatty, because if it's too fatty, there's too much oil that'll seep out. But you don't want it to be all lean, because if it's too lean, it's just kind of eating dry and it's not that appetizing. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix this one well here, and then I'm gonna add in the ground pork. Okay, so right here, I have 1 pound of ground pork now. So what I did was I do half and half. I did half with that regular ground pork, and the other half is the lean ground pork. Okay. 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 At first, you're gonna see it feels like there's a lot, right? But that's okay. You just keep on going, just keep on kneading, and eventually it's gonna go eating to the ground pork, like that. Okay. And you want to keep on mixing. Okay. Until you can feel some resistance and stickiness to that. Okay, just keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. add 50 grams of sugar. Okay, so here is 50 grams of sugar, and I'm adding in here. Yeah, you add it at the very end, or you want to add it in the beginning. That's okay as well. When we were mixing all that sauce, right? As long as it's well dissolved, it's all good. So now I'm just gonna add the sugar in here. Okay. So we're gonna let it marinate, sit for 30 minutes, and we'll be back. Okay, so it has been 30 minutes, and this is very well marinated. Now I'm gonna take half of this and put it on the parchment paper that I have laid down on the counter here. So I'm just gonna take half of it, right? So it's just approximation. It's not like exact science here, right? So just a half of it right here, that easy. Okay, and I'm gonna take a saran wrap and put on top of that so I can flatten it and roll it open. You can put another saran wrap on this one, another parchment paper. It's just the same. I'm just using this one so I can see it. Okay. Now, as I flatten it, right, you want to have a tool that can help you roll it. Now, if you don't have a rolling pin, I have this. I have a round bottle like this, and I'm just gonna, right, that's all you do. Just roll it out. Like that. You don't want it to be too thick. You have to give it a, because if it's too thick, it will become like a meat patty, which is not going to be very tasty. Now, if you are inclined, you can make this into a shape. And today I didn't do that. I just want to, for me, the regular shape is just as fun as the regular shape. Okay, so I'm just gonna roll it open here, right? And you can see this is about the size that I'll have it, right? Now the thickness of this one, maybe 2 milliliter, right? 1 to 2 milliliters of thick. So you can see it's not very thick. You can see that it's a very thin layer, right? I put my hand over it just to give myself a good assessment, just to see. You can feel the thickness, right? Like I put my hand over here, I can feel the thickness in this one, and making sure that it is consistent throughout, right? And that's it. And I'm gonna take out my cooking pan, right? The cooking sheet here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the oven at 365 degrees Fahrenheit, and when it's ready, we'll pop it into the oven and we'll bake it for 18 minutes. Then we're gonna take it out and we're gonna do something else. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it in here like that. Just gonna put it in here like that. Okay, this sits in here already. You can see it's very nicely sitting here. This is very nice. I'm just gonna remove this right here. No use for this one. We'll throw that away. Okay, and we're gonna go into baking pretty soon. Okay, so my oven has now preheated to 365 Fahrenheit. And I'm just gonna pop it into the middle rack and let it bake for 18 minutes. And in the meantime, we're going to be preparing something. So I got some honey here. We don't need a lot, right? I just have a little bit here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it all. You can see it's not a lot. It's like maybe 1 teaspoon at best, right? And I'm gonna add some water. Not a whole lot, just a little bit, enough to dilute it. Right, so I'm gonna make sure that I get the maximum amount of the honey out from this bottle. So you can see that's all that there is. And we're just gonna work it to dissolve it in the water. Okay. Okay. So it's been 18 minutes, and you can see how this one comes out, and you can see a lot of oil comes out from the ground pork, right? That's why I said don't use regular ground pork, because it will be just too much fat that will come out here, right? So now I'm gonna brush on some of this honey water here. Okay, just gonna brush it on. Now I'm gonna do something as well. I am also going to sprinkle some white sesame to add some extra sesame toast to it. Now this is untoasted sesame, okay, and it's perfectly fine because inside the oven is really gonna cook it, and so I did not pre-toast the sesame. Okay, just like that. Eat that easy. Okay. Sprinkle it that easy. It's okay if you have some pieces that got outside of this one. It's perfectly fine. I can see that there's not enough here on the back, so I'm just gonna give it some more. That easy. That's right. Nothing to it. You can do it. I can do it. You can do it. Everybody can do it. Okay. All right. We're only gonna put it on one side because after this 5 minutes, we're gonna flip it and give it another 5 minutes. Okay. So right now, back to the oven it goes for another 5 minutes. Okay, here's another 5 minutes. Now you can see some of this burn on the side. That's okay because we're not eating those burnt stuff. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're simply just gonna flip this. Okay, just flip it like that. Okay, and I want to put it here so I don't. And when I'm gonna brush on some more of this honey water. That's it. And I'm gonna pop it back into the oven for another 5 minutes, and this is done. Set it for 5 minutes, and we will be back. Wow, take a look at this one. This is a beauty. So this is the next 5 minutes. So in total, we did 18 minutes on one side, brush on the honey, sprinkle some sesame, put 5 more minutes, flip, and do another 5 minutes. And now this is ready. Let's take a look. Look at this one. This is beautiful. Maybe I should have sprinkled the sesame when I flip the second time rather than the first time. So the next one, I'm gonna sprinkle it the second round, not the first round. I'm gonna take it out here and put it on a plate to let it cool. And once it cools down, we can then cut into pieces. Okay, so it's cooled down a little bit. So I'm just cutting it right now. Now you can cut to any size you want, okay? And for now, I'd like to just give it like a good 6x6 squares like this. Now I tasted a little bit here. Now could be a little bit extra salty, so you might want to reduce your soy sauce by maybe 1 tablespoon. Now some people don't like this burnt edge, so I'm gonna trim, so we can trim it off, and it's the extra treat for me. Okay. So I'm gonna cut this into pieces like that. And I can put it into a container, put it in the fridge, and anytime I want to eat it, I take it out, pop in the microwave for like maybe 10-15 seconds, and great snack. I hope you enjoyed it.